Hello, Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. Welcome to episode 4 of the Hobbit House build, where we're building the cinder block walls today. Right now, obviously, you can see I'm loading up more brick at Home Depot. One of the real big problems or challenges in building this Hobbit House has been getting materials up to the Hobbit House to build it. So I'm going to probably end up making 3 or 4 trips to Home Depot for more bricks. Here I am loading rebar. Thankful that I have a ladder rack on for this 20-foot rebar, and getting the supplies is a large part of the challenge on this project.
Right, I got another load of bricks. I got to get up here. I think the road has dried out enough that I can turn this corner. I'm going to give it a try anyway. Once I try, I can't stop. If I stop and start, it's not going to happen in this wet clay. But hopefully I get it turned around the corner. If I don't, then it's going to be a mess to get the bricks out of the truck and up here, and then getting my truck back down on the road safely and turn. But I need to get more bricks up to the Hobbit House, and it is a dry day, and this is one of the last ones for a while that this ground's going to be dry enough. So I need to give her a go.
Once we get the pickup up the hill, turned around and backed up to the building site, it is really nice that we still have the excavator sitting there, so we have some straps going underneath the pallets and hooking it onto the excavator. It's not the smoothest process, but it is nice to be able to take the entire pallet and turn it around and set it right in the middle of the Hobbit House, so the bricks are in a nice neat stack and close to where I need them for building the walls. I'm not going to have any time today to actually do any of the building. This was more get the materials there today. As we're going into the fall and the days are getting shorter, and I do have a full-time job during the week, I can occasionally get an hour or two in the evenings after work before it gets too dark, or I have to wait for Saturday and Sunday.
All right, hustled home from work today. The days are getting shorter. Hopefully I have time to at least lay a row of bricks. I have built a fair amount of walls in my day, but it's been a long time, to be honest, and at least a couple years since I built a wall. And I never was a pro. I have some good walls that I built, but I'm going to be laying this out. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a board up here, a plumb board. It's marked every 8 inches because that's the height of each row of blocks. The blocks, although they say 8-inch by 8-inch cinder blocks, are technically like 7.5 inches because you allow for the mortar. So I have this marked every 8 inches. I'll be tying a layout line on it and then trying to run my rows with that. I do have my torpedo level to put on the bricks to make sure they're level, and we'll get to work. I got to get these set up first, and then we'll start mixing some mortar and get after it.
Okay, I've just finished the first row from that's going to be where the door is to this corner to this corner, and then I'm going to start building this wall up. You can see some dark joints that I just did. This is a different day from when I first started. I had to go home and I just got some free time back here. This is a dry joint, so that's drier. One thing I had to do, I forgot that I had to shorten the length coming out this end due to the size of the hole. And so these 8 by 8 by 8s did not work completely. So actually I had my wife pick up some 6 by 8 by 8, and that shortened the distance just enough. I will not do that all the time in this hole. I'm going to put that short block up here next time and have a full block covering that, and then the short block will be over here, but it will all work. You can see I have rebar sitting down here. I'm going to set rebar in this. The rebar itself in the mortar strengthens it a little bit, but as soon as I fill all these cells with concrete and that rebar's in there, it'll be really strong. And then since this is going to be the doorway, when I set this, I will be putting these anchor bolts in so that I can fasten some pressure treated wood, and then I'm going to do my wood framing off of that. All right, we're going to fast forward a few days forward now. I have another load of bricks I'm going to get out of the pickup here. This load is 45. I believe the last one was 36, so it's a little bit heavier. The previous load of bricks that I did is already laid, and I needed to pick up some more. I'll tell you, the laying of those bricks went really slow. I haven't done it for a while. I was out of practice, mixing the mortar not quite right, and struggling. But just like anything, you got to have a growth mindset. You got to relearn, and it went smoother and smoother as it went. It took a little longer to get that out of Home Depot than I thought. I ran into my old shop teacher. He's 79 years old, and he is in there buying materials to keep building. He keeps building every day, and he was like, "Isn't it fun building?" I said, "Oh yeah." And so Charlie Farnell, one of my favorite all-time teachers, taught me a lot about building, so it was good to see him there. But all right, I had a 4-hour time period to work today, which is longer than I've been having the other evenings. Where there was no brick there, there's now 3 rows high there and 2 over here. We do have the rebar in it. I was hoping to get all of these laid today. I think there's still 15 bricks that I did not get laid today. I'm going to have to call it a day. I got a football game to catch up to, and then actually I'm going to go run it on the way to the game. I'm going to run into town and pick up some more brick, and hopefully have it ready to go tomorrow. Although my nephew's playing a college football game tomorrow, I'm gonna go watch him play. I'm not good backhanding. What do I do with my level? All right, I got back here Sunday after church, got 2.5 hours in on this bright sunny day. The rains are supposed to be coming in, and we consistent rains for the fall, so I wanted to get this done. I did almost the entire row. There was 2 bricks, I believe, laid before today, so I did all the way around the top row in 2.5 hours, which for a mason is slow. For me, that's going pretty quick.
I actually had a lot of bricks today where I put the mortar down, set the brick in, checked that the level was pretty much there, and just moved on. I didn't have to do a ton of tapping and moving and that type of thing, so things have gone better. Again, a non-professional way of doing it, but to make sure that there's not extra mortar out that's rough, I like to take a sponge, a sopping wet sponge, and wipe down the mortar joints. And I like to do it with enough water that it's actually slightly concave, the mortar joint in there, and so I know that nothing is sticking out and rough. So I get my sponge nice and wet and run it across there. And this will be smooth when we go to touch the wall. All right, today, if everything goes well, will be the last day of the foundation of the Hobbit House. I might not have enough gravel and I might not have enough anchor bolts, but what we're going to do today is we're going to fill each one of these sills completely full of concrete. A lot of times when you do a concrete wall, you don't have to fill every cell, but we really want this to be strong. We're going to fill every cell. I have horizontal rebar on every row that's going to help strengthen it when the concrete's in there. That's going to really tie together. And I've got a lot of vertical bars that are coming about halfway up. And so I'm going to take these vertical bars and put them in the cells, and it's going to match where they're at. And so you won't be able to see it down in there. So it will create one continuous rod to create strength vertically. We are also going to be putting anchor bolts. So to tie in the wood, just like when you're framing a house, usually you have pressure treated wood against the concrete. We're going to put a pressure treated plate here and hold it down. We've got these anchor bolts that will be sitting in there. We're going to be dropping the anchor bolts obviously in every corner and spaced out appropriately. It's important to keep these at least 2 inches up above the concrete, or up above the brick, so that we can put a 2 by 8 plate on top of here, fit the washer on and the nut. These are pretty small washers that came with them. Usually when I've been building houses, there's a big thick washer plate that I think 1 will be stronger and 2 will actually add to the look of the Hobbit House, so I'm going to find the larger washers. But I can still put the anchor bolts in and keep them up. One thing that I did today to help make things easier, on a number of my projects, I've been trying to put mud into concrete wall or cinder block walls, and you're just slopping mud all over the place. So I did build a trough basically with a 45-degree angles that it fits right on top of the board or the cinder block wall, and so I could just set this on top, just pour mud, and it's going to go running right down in the holes and not everywhere. Got my son Jacob home from the Navy today. He's ready to help. They don't pay him enough in the Navy, and I'm going to pay him some, and he's got a stronger back than I have. So he'll be mixing and I'll be filling, and this should go pretty fast today. We actually probably won't get completely done today because I was showing him the anchor bolts and he dropped one in the cells and we can't get it out. So I'm going to fill everything up except for where the last anchor bolt's going to be, and then I can mix a gallon by hand later on. But it's 11 o'clock now. We should be done with this in a couple hours. right, so this is a fine Saturday. Jacob was here to help. We got the rest of the cells filled in about 2.5 hours, or well, actually a little less than that of actual pouring concrete time. And it's a job that would have taken me at least 6. So I'm really glad that Jacob was here to help me out. He's got a little bit stronger arms than me. And to be honest, I mean, my arms can go all day and do this, but my back cannot take it. He's got a significantly stronger back. Well, his arms are stronger too. But it was good to have him here help me out today. We are finally done with the cinder block walls, the foundation walls of the Hobbit House. Next, we'll be sealing it, waterproofing the outside, and then backfilling. Actually, I need to put drain rock around it too. So as you can see behind me here, there is a huge mess of concrete bags, gravel, torn up tarps, mud, everything else. So there's going to be some cleanup that has to be done here as well. But that's a construction site for you. And as always, thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects like building this Hobbit house are my passion. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.